I'm Lucius Havenwood, a specialist in spirituality and self-discovery, and I'd like to welcome you to the Wellbeing Haven. Have you ever noticed those strange shifts in your body that seem to have no clear explanation? Sudden waves of heat, random chills, or that ringing in your ears? It's almost like something bigger is at play, isn't it? The truth is, most people tend to brush these signs aside, but few realize they might actually point to something deeper. Your spiritual awakening. Yes, you're going through a transformation, and your body is doing its best to alert you to it. This isn't just a passing phase or some random symptom. There's a process unfolding within you, and it takes a certain kind of awareness to really see it for what it is. Maybe you've been wondering if what you're feeling is normal, or if it's something to be concerned about. But what I'm going to show you today is that these shifts are far from random. They're an invitation to something far greater, the beginning of your journey into higher consciousness. What you're about to discover could be the key to fully understanding those physical sensations you've been experiencing. And yes, there's a reason for all of this. These changes aren't happening by chance. So if you've been curious, wondering what all of this means, stay with me. Let's dive deeper and explore together what it truly means to be in tune with your spiritual awakening. Have you ever suddenly felt an unexpected wave of heat or a random chill that seems to come out of nowhere? It might catch you off guard, but these temperature shifts could be much more than just random physical reactions. Often, they're subtle signals from your body, letting you know that it's adjusting to new energy frequencies. This is something that happens during a spiritual awakening. As we go through this journey of evolving consciousness, our bodies are constantly responding to the energy around us. It's like an energetic realignment, absorbing new vibrations while releasing old, stagnant ones. These experiences, though they might feel strange at first, are actually signs that deeper changes are taking place beneath the surface. You might notice these sensations not just during meditation or introspection, but also in your everyday life. It could happen while you're simply sitting at your desk or walking outside. When these waves of heat or chills come over you, take a moment to pause and tune in. Your body is likely trying to communicate that it's working through something energetically. In moments like this, take a deep breath and visualize the energy flowing smoothly through you, from your head down to your toes. See it as a gentle current, moving freely and clearing any blockages. This simple practice not only helps to ease any discomfort, but also encourages your energy to flow more harmoniously, bringing your system back into balance. These energy fluctuations are clear markers that you're beginning to connect with higher frequencies and deeper levels of awareness. It's almost like your body is adapting to an entirely new rhythm, syncing with a more refined vibration. And as you'll soon realize, these sensations are just the start. They're the first signs of a much larger process, a signal that your spiritual journey is truly unfolding. In fact, your body may already be showing other signs that it's in the midst of this transformation, something we'll dive into next. If you've been feeling like sounds, lights, or even the energy of the people around you have suddenly become more intense, you're not imagining things. This heightened sensitivity could be your body's way of adjusting to something new, something deeper. It's as if your senses are sharpening, becoming more attuned to frequencies that were always there, but now you're finally starting to notice them. What used to feel calm and familiar, like a quiet room or a soft glow, might now feel overwhelming, like the world is somehow louder, brighter, more vibrant. And while that might feel disorienting, it's actually your body recalibrating itself, learning how to function in a different kind of vibrational environment. This is a natural part of the spiritual awakening process, even if it feels a bit strange at first. Navigating these changes isn't always easy, but the good news is that there are ways to soften the intensity. One of the best things you can do is to carve out intentional time for stillness, moments where you allow yourself to step away from the noise, both literally and figuratively. Try setting aside some quiet time in nature at the end of the day. Even a few minutes in a calm, natural space can help you reconnect with yourself and let your energy settle. The way the breeze moves through the trees, the sound of birds, or the subtle rhythm of waves can do wonders in balancing your heightened senses. And when you're in spaces that feel too much, when the sounds are just too loud or the lights too bright, don't be afraid to give yourself a break. Sunglasses, noise-canceling headphones, or even just closing your eyes for a moment can give your system the rest it needs. These small acts of care can help create space between you and the world when it all feels a little too intense. But here's the thing. This adjustment isn't just about physical discomfort. It's actually a sign of growth. Your body is learning how to engage with higher frequencies, and this allows your self-awareness to expand in ways you may not have even thought possible. Your senses are waking up, exploring this new spiritual reality alongside you, and if you've already started noticing these shifts, it's likely that more profound changes are just around the corner. The journey you're on, this spiritual unfolding, will be filled with moments like these, where the physical world and the spiritual one seem to merge. Each discovery, no matter how small, is a gateway to deeper understanding. And the best part, this is just the beginning of what's waiting for you. It's not uncommon during your spiritual journey to start noticing subtle vibrations or tingling sensations in different parts of your body. You might feel these sensations in your hands, feet, or around your energy centers, often called chakras. But here's the thing. This isn't just some random occurrence or your body playing tricks on you. What you're experiencing is your body's way of integrating new energetic frequencies, signaling that your spiritual growth is unfolding right now. Think of it as your body recalibrating itself, like when you tune a radio to find the clearest station. It's adjusting to handle a higher level of energy, an energy you may not have been aware of before. These tingling sensations often happen in the quietest of moments, maybe when you're sitting in meditation, walking in nature, or even resting after a long day. When you feel them, don't dismiss them as a fleeting oddity. Instead, treat them as an invitation to go deeper. Tune in. Pay attention to where the sensation is strongest. Imagine that energy not just resting in one spot, but expanding, flowing through your entire body like a gentle wave. This process helps you align more fully with these new frequencies. Some people refer to this as energy breathing, where you consciously guide the flow of energy through your body, allowing it to settle in every corner. It's not just about feeling, it's about connecting with the energy, letting it anchor itself in your being. This experience, while it might feel strange at first, is an essential part of your journey of self-discovery. Every vibration, every subtle tingle, is a reminder that you're stepping into a higher frequency. You're becoming more attuned to the energy around and within you, and this alignment is helping you tap into a deeper spiritual wisdom. It's as if each vibration is a message, confirming that you're on the right path, that you're moving closer to something profound. And here's the beauty of it. As you begin to welcome these sensations instead of questioning them, you may find that other changes start happening, perhaps in how you feel, how you think, or even how you relate to the world around you. These sensations are like the opening notes of a much larger symphony. They're subtle, but powerful. They invite you to listen more closely to what's happening beneath the surface, to tune in into the shifts occurring within your body and energy field. As you continue to experience these sensations, you might start to recognize that they're connected to something bigger, an unfolding transformation that touches not just your energy, but your entire being. This is where your spiritual journey deepens, where you start to notice how these subtle shifts influence not just your physical sensations, but your emotional, mental, and spiritual landscape. We'll explore more of these fascinating changes in the next section. And trust me, there's so much more to uncover about what your body is trying to tell you during this powerful process. Have you noticed your sleep patterns shifting lately? Maybe you're waking up earlier than usual, or your dreams have taken on a strange intensity, feeling so real they linger with you long after you wake. It can feel disorienting, as if your nights have become more active than your days. But these disruptions are a common part of the spiritual awakening process, as your body and mind are working overtime to process an influx of spiritual energy, especially while you sleep. At night, when your conscious mind steps aside, your subconscious gets to work, and this can bring on dreams that feel more like journeys than just scattered images. You might also find yourself waking suddenly in the middle of the night, wide awake for no apparent reason. It's easy to feel frustrated when your rest feels interrupted, but I urge you to see these moments differently. They're not random. They're opportunities. Instead of tossing and turning, take advantage of this quiet time. When you wake up unexpectedly, try using the stillness to meditate or focus on your breath. These early hours, when the world is quiet and distractions fade, can be the perfect window to tap into a deeper connection with yourself. It's as if your body is nudging you to tune in, to listen closely to what's shifting inside. Some people even find that this becomes their most productive time for reflection and insight. You might want to keep a journal by your bed. Jot down any thoughts or feelings that bubble up during these wakeful moments. You could be surprised by the clarity or even answers that come through when you give them space. These changes in your sleep patterns are not just random disturbances, they're signs of accelerated spiritual growth. Your body is recalibrating into new higher frequencies, and this process can be intense. It might mean a few restless nights, but the beauty of it is that the more you lean into it, the more you'll realize that even interrupted sleep can be deeply restorative. There's a different kind of rest that comes when you allow these energies to settle and integrate. Sleep becomes less about simply recharging the physical body and more about healing and expanding your energetic field. As we continue, we'll explore more of these physical signs, and I'll guide you through what to expect as your spiritual journey deepens. If you've been feeling physical pain with no obvious explanation, it might surprise you to learn that it could be linked to your spiritual growth. As we move through the process of spiritual evolution, our bodies undergo deep energetic transformations. Those aches and pains you're experiencing could be signals that old, blocked energy is finally being released. It's a bit like cleaning out a space that hasn't been touched in years. There's bound to be some discomfort as the dust clears. Common areas where we hold this tension are the back, shoulders, and head, places where we tend to carry the weight of emotional and spiritual stress, sometimes without even realizing it. And while the discomfort might catch you off guard, it's really just your body adapting to these new, higher frequencies, clearing out what no longer serves you and making space for something far more aligned with your growth. Now, it's important to approach this pain with patience. Instead of bracing yourself against it or trying to push it away, see it as an opportunity to reconnect with your body. A simple yet powerful technique is mindful breathing. When you feel the tension, pause and direct your breath into that specific area. Imagine each inhale filling that space with warmth and light, and each exhale gently sweeping away the discomfort. It's like you're inviting flow and ease into places that have been stuck for far too long. Gentle movements like stretching or yoga can also help, loosening up tight areas and releasing those energetic blockages that have been building up. These aren't just physical exercises, they're tools for emotional release as well. Often, you'll find that as your body starts to relax, emotions you've been holding on to start to soften and release too. What's even more interesting is that these pains aren't something to fear. They're a natural part of the energetic integration process. As your body gets accustomed to these higher frequencies, you'll notice that the intensity of the pain begins to fade, replaced by a sense of relief, lightness, and well-being. It's a sign that your energy is realigning, that your body is doing the necessary work to recalibrate itself. And as we continue this journey, you might start to see other physical changes come to the surface as your system continues to cleanse and renew itself. Each shift, each sensation, is part of a larger process of transformation that's unfolding within you. Have you ever looked in the mirror and noticed your skin changing in ways you just can't explain? Maybe it's suddenly clearer, more vibrant, or even more sensitive than you remember. These shifts aren't just random. Your skin is often one of the first places to reflect the emotional and energetic transformations happening within. As you move through a spiritual awakening, your body begins to release stored tension, stress, and old negative emotions. And the skin, being the largest organ we have, becomes a kind of canvas for these inner changes. When you're letting go of past energies, your skin can almost mirror that process, sometimes glowing with a new sense of vitality, like it's waking up along with you. Now, these changes are more than just surface level. They're a signal that something much deeper is happening. If your skin feels more sensitive than usual, or maybe it's cycling through periods of dryness or oiliness, this isn't just a random fluctuation. It's your body processing the emotional and spiritual energy that's being stirred up within. It's like your body is recalibrating itself, adjusting to these new vibrations that you're aligning with. This is why taking care of your skin during this time is more important than ever. A gentle, natural skincare routine can support this process. Think about using products that are simple but nourishing, like light moisturizers or essential oils that don't overload your skin. This gives your body the space to breathe and balance itself without being overwhelmed by harsh chemicals. But remember, this isn't a permanent state of flux. As your spiritual journey unfolds and you continue to integrate these higher energies, your skin will begin to stabilize and reflect a more balanced, harmonious state. You'll find that the sensitivity fades, and in its place, your skin will begin to glow with a natural, healthy radiance that reflects the inner work you've been doing. These changes are all part of a larger transformation, one that's happening not just on the surface, but throughout your entire being. And as we explore more of the physical signs of your awakening, you'll start to notice how everything, your mind, your emotions, your body, is shifting and adapting to the new energies you're welcoming into your life. This is just the beginning of a much bigger process. Have you ever noticed sudden changes in your weight that just don't make sense? Maybe you've been eating the same, keeping up with your usual routines, but the scale tells a different story. These unexpected weight fluctuations might be more than just a physical response. They could be a sign that your body is reacting to the energetic shifts happening within you during a spiritual awakening. When we embark on this journey of expanding our consciousness, our bodies aren't left behind. They're deeply intertwined with our emotional and spiritual selves, and sometimes the way we store or release weight reflects these changes. What's fascinating is how the body, in its wisdom, adapts to the energy you're processing. Sometimes, if you're carrying a lot of spiritual or emotional weight, your body might actually hold on to physical weight as a way to shield or ground itself. It's almost like a subtle form of protection. On the other hand, when you start letting go of those energetic blockages, whether through emotional release, healing, or simply becoming more in tune with yourself, your body might naturally start to lighten up, shedding the weight that no longer serves you. This process can feel surprising at first, but it's often a sign that things are shifting at a deeper level. If you're noticing these fluctuations, it can be incredibly helpful to work with your body rather than against it. Practices like meditation, breath work, or even mindful movement can support this adjustment. These practices help calm your nervous system and allow your body to better integrate the new energy it's receiving. By doing this, you not only help bring balance to your body, but you also create a greater sense of inner peace and well-being. It's not about forcing the body to change. It's about allowing it to naturally find its own equilibrium as you continue your spiritual journey. Remember, these weight changes are usually temporary. They're a sign that your body is doing exactly what it needs to adjust to the higher frequencies you're now aligned with. As you continue to settle into this new energetic reality, your body will find its balance, and these shifts will start to stabilize. It's all part of the process, and the fact that you're noticing these signs is a clear indicator that you're on the right path. And as we explore further, we'll look at other ways your energy might be shifting, and how you can continue to support yourself through these changes. It's pretty common during a spiritual awakening to feel your energy levels fluctuate wildly. One moment, you're buzzing with creativity and motivation, like you've tapped into an endless well of inspiration. You're ready to take on the world. Projects that once seemed daunting now feel like a breeze. But then, seemingly out of nowhere, you crash. That surge of energy disappears, leaving you drained, sluggish, and maybe even wondering how you could feel so exhausted after such a productive day. These energy swings aren't just random. They're your body's natural response as it tries to integrate higher spiritual frequencies. Imagine your body trying to tune into a much stronger signal than it's used to. It's like you're adjusting to a new level of intensity, causing you to shift between powerful bursts and necessary downtime. And here's the thing, learning to ride those waves without resistance is key. On days when your energy is high, it's important to channel that momentum into activities that spark your passion and require mental focus. Dive deep into those creative projects or tackle the tasks you've been putting off. That's when your body is in full alignment with the flow. But just as crucial is knowing when to pull back. On the days where you feel that heavy fatigue setting in, give yourself permission to rest. Let go of the need to always be productive and practice a little self-compassion. It's about recognizing that slowing down doesn't mean you're losing progress. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Rest is part of the process. Taking time to recharge, even if it's just a quiet walk in nature or a few minutes of deep breathing, can actually help your body absorb and stabilize these new energies more smoothly. As you continue along this path of spiritual growth, you'll start to notice that these highs and lows begin to even out. You'll feel less like you're being pulled in different directions, and more like you're settling into a steady rhythm. It's like your body becomes better at handling the stronger energy currents, so you can sustain that flow for longer without crashing. And while those energy fluctuations may start to balance out, you might begin noticing other, subtler signs along the way, like that high-pitched ringing in your ears. It's a common experience during a spiritual awakening, a sign that you're tuning into something greater. We'll explore that deeper in just a moment. Have you ever caught yourself hearing a high-pitched sound, like a subtle ringing in your ears, with no clear source around? It might seem odd at first, but this is actually something many people experience, especially during a spiritual awakening. That ringing isn't just a random noise. It's often seen as a sign that you're tapping into more refined spiritual energies. Think of it like your internal frequency adjusting to align with higher vibrations. You're tuning into signals that were always there, but maybe you hadn't been able to notice them before. And while it can feel strange, even a bit unsettling at times, it's actually a sign of progress, an indication that you're connecting with a greater, deeper frequency. The next time you hear that sound, instead of dismissing it as background noise or something annoying, try something different. Treat it as an invitation to pause, to be still for a moment. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let yourself focus on the sound. Picture it as a bridge, a connection between you and these new energies you're now able to perceive. It's like your body and spirit are syncing up with something beyond the everyday. And often, by leaning into this experience, you can tap into moments of clarity or insight that you didn't expect. It's amazing how much you can discover by simply allowing yourself to listen, not just to the sound, but to what your spirit might be trying to communicate through it. It can also help to jot these moments down in a journal, even if they seem small. Over time, you might start noticing patterns, subtle messages that give you deeper insight into your journey. The more you pay attention to these signs, the clearer they become. And this ringing, it's far from random. It tends to show up at pivotal moments in your growth, times when you're on the verge of a breakthrough, right when your connection to the universe is sharpening. Just like the other signs we've explored, this sound is there to guide you. It's like the universe is gently reminding you that your spiritual awakening is unfolding, that you're on a path towards something much larger than you realized. So, the next time that high-pitched sound fills your ears, don't just brush it off. Instead, embrace it. Recognize it as a signal, a quiet nudge from the universe that you're aligning with something bigger. It's a reminder that your journey is in motion, that you're exactly where you need to be, and that every experience, even the smallest sound, holds meaning if you're willing to listen. The path you're on is unfolding, and this sound, it's part of the soundtrack to your personal transformation. Now that you understand the signals your body is sending, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? These physical changes aren't just random. They're invitations to a deeper awakening, a chance to step into your spiritual journey with intention. So, what's your move? Will you keep brushing them off, or will you use them as a powerful tool for your personal growth? It's time to take charge of your transformation. Start putting what you've learned into action. Meditate, protect your energy, and connect with the deepest parts of yourself. And remember, this is only the beginning. If you're ready to keep exploring your path of self-discovery and see how these shifts can change your life, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Together, we'll dive deeper into spiritual awakening and how you can embrace these new energies in your daily life.